Valencia faces tragedy once again. In November 2024, relentless torrential rains caused an unprecedented flood, the worst since the Great Flood of 1957. Some areas received more than 771 liters per square meter of rainfall, and despite repeated warnings, thousands were left trapped in their homes, businesses were destroyed, and a wave of indignation swept through the region. The disaster began early on November 14th when EMET issued an orange alert for intense rain across Valencia at 6:42 a.m. The situation escalated quickly. By 7:37 a.m., the alert was raised to red in the province's interior. At 9:48 a.m., the red alert expanded to Valencia's entire coastal area, and the Generalitat issued its own red alert minutes later. Despite these warnings, the city was unprepared. By 11:30 a.m., the Chiva riverbed overflowed with unusual force, merging with other streams at the Pollo Barranco. This dry, sediment-filled riverbed couldn't contain the flow, and by 12:20 p.m., the Emergency Coordination Center issued a hydrological alert for all affected towns, advising residents to avoid the water. As the floodwaters advanced, Carlos Mazin, president of the Generalitat, reassured the public at 1 p.m. that the worst had passed and that the rain's intensity would soon decrease. However, these words proved premature, as the worst was yet to come. At 6:30 p.m., the Pollo Barranco overflowed, flooding the towns of Torrent, Pequeña, Paiporta, Benetúser, Sadavi, Masinasa, and Cattarauja. Bridges were destroyed, vehicles were swept away, and vital infrastructure was damaged. In the chaos, people struggled to escape, with floodwaters rising dangerously fast due to the unmaintained, debris-laden riverbeds. At 8:12 p.m., the Generalitat issued a mass SMS alert urging residents to stay indoors. But for many, it was already too late. The delayed response from authorities left the public dismayed. EMET's early warnings were clear, yet preventative action was limited. The inadequate maintenance of riverbeds, combined with heavy rain, turned the Pollo Barranco into a deadly trap. The incident exposed critical gaps in coordination between the regional and central governments. The lack of preparation and ineffective infrastructure management left Valencia vulnerable despite decades of advancement since 1957. With the climate crisis making extreme weather events more frequent, citizens accused leaders like Pedro Sanchez and Carlos Mazin of negligence, highlighting that, with proper foresight, the tragedy could have been avoided or mitigated. This disaster underscores Valencia's need for long-term preventive measures and responsible leadership to ensure safety. In an era where natural disasters are inevitable and intensifying, the true lesson is that we must act proactively. Only through proper infrastructure and prevention can we achieve a resilient and safe society.